phone needs plugged in, and it just really can't sit anywhere. So, just give me 1 second. The phone never likes to sit properly up. Hey, Andreas. We just started. How are things going for you? One second. So one thing about finding God, finding your existence, and true spirituality is that you really have to go after it. Hello, Peyton. Tommy Thunder. We just started this. God bless everybody in here. You actually have to really want it. And that's just always going to be the thing. A thing. Is people don't really want it. Thanks for everyone for joining. Hey, Adrian. So, true spirituality or finding God, knowing reality, it is quieting your mind. That's what the Bible is trying to get you to do. That's what any scripture That's what reality wants you to do. That's what your inner self wants you to do. That's what God wants you to do. And completely stop thinking that is the core of our reality. There is nothing else. How's everybody doing today? Because the core of our reality, our existence, it doesn't think. Excuse me. It's as simple as that. So, the thing about the Bible and about the thoughts people tell themselves, it's it's just a story. And the story's not really a part of who you are. It can be summed up in one sentence: to stop thinking. Okay? That's all life is trying to tell you. Because life is God and so is reality. It's a non-thinking reality. Literally. And this hurts your mind. Even when you hear this. It's seeing it as it really is. So, a problem with the body is that even though most people have this, if you don't have a healthy body, then you can't have a healthy mind. You could, but it's very hard for a lot of people. And so people take their body for granted of all the time. But this has to be understood. Tommy, you're funny. If you can still the body, then you can still the mind. So it follows in a sense. A lot of people's bodies are naturally agitated. So your thoughts and drinking coffee smoking cigarettes, watching screens and being overstimulated. It can make you irritated. It could also put you in a trance, such as music, but it also irritates you. Yeah, that's nice, Tommy. We just want to feel things. Let me know if my live lags at all. We just want to feel things and not think about them. The core of our life is just a feeling. Life is the feeling of life. The underlying vibration, it's literally in reality, is just the feeling of feeling. This is also what God is. Okay? And do you see how we don't need a long story to tell you this? That's just, you know, encrypted, has a bunch of other meanings, and it was written so long ago that people don't even understand it. So the story that you tell yourself, it's not real either. If anyone has any questions, you can post them down below. This live will be posted after this. God bless everyone. My phone is charging. So I can't, I have to hold it. Dorg meditation. I was calling out this one. Okay, Michael. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds really nice, Tommy. And yeah, you're channeling them. Yeah. Good morning, Matt the Visionary. Thanks for being here, everyone. And before we move on to what we were just talking about, choose happiness. Choose to be happy. You can do this right now. Most people are always thinking, and it weighs down all their life. So, also, when you hear about in India or anywhere around the world, when you hear your chakras are blocked, it's just all that means is you're thinking too much. Your thinking is causing the blockage. Yeah. So, back to what we are talking about, having a still body will eventually and make it easier to have a still mind. Now, you can have a still mind without a still body. It is true, but that's hard for a lot of people. Okay. And you are always going towards this. You body and your mind naturally want to go and be still. They want to stop thinking. Okay? I'm glad you felt that, Tommy. Was that like recently? Sorry. So we naturally want this. It's why we came into existence, to experience ourself. And so we can be embodied into this suit. We can be embodied into, something that's separated, so we can experience our own self. Come back to it. Now, the thing about the body becoming still, it has a lot of energy. It has a very much potential. And when you don't, the thing is, the body has so much evolutionary energy. If you don't move it enough, this is a big kicker. It's hard to sit still. So, people that haven't moved enough in their life, you will see their mind is just going crazy all the time because their physical body has so much energy. It's reverberating like this. Do you think you're going to be able to sit still? No. It's not going to happen. Doesn't matter if you're 60, 70 years old. Because that energy has to be spent. So people can say this is a hell. You could say that is a chain. Maybe because there's clouds up there, Matt. That's a good question. Maybe because it's about to like storm. I mean, I'm surprised that you guys even heal, hear the birds because I have a little fan on, and more importantly, them birds start chirping at like 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. And ever since they did that thing with like turning the hours forward, that's it's also why it's lighter. Yeah, looking at when I was a kid, flying around outside my house. Yeah, yeah, no, I tell me this, Tommy Thunder, when you do fly in these experiences, because these are real experiences, everybody has had these. Tell me, you fly without the wings. You fly without the wings. Yeah. He's talking about when he was sleeping. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy that you had it right outside the house. I've never had beings in my dreams or astro traveling. But I have had that me like flying around so many times. I've had it so many times. I just never like, especially before, really think about it. Yeah. And I've heard that from like a lot of people, not necessarily having beings with them, blue beings. And I don't know what the Thundercat, that person looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I'm yawning so much because my body's like shutting down because I can't eat. But the fan is like very low. It's like very subtle. Yeah. So when your body doesn't spend the energy, like there's a lot of people that are middle aged, whatever. Middle aged doesn't mean you're old, okay? It's just an age. You can be 50 and move more than you did at 20. You could almost look the same as you do at 50 as you do at 20. And a lot of people aren't aware of this, or they don't take care of themselves. Same thing, almost. There's people who like sit inside all day, every day. You know, you could do that theoretically if you don't eat food. You eat food for energy, not because it's some like something fun, entertainment. And so when you don't move the body, eventually you're going to get sick and it's going to aggravate your whole field. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has been like the longest now. I mean, it's been like 11 days at this point or 12 days. I've only had like, two meals and they're very very small. Something like a 7-year-old would eat or 11-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I might try like the black tea. I just I don't really like. I mean, it sucks that I can't eat for sure, but I also don't like the feeling that it makes me feel. Although it's not the worst feeling. Yeah. It could have been one of your guides, Tommy. Everyone, thanks for being here. We're always spitting out knowledge, acknowledging each other. And it's not just me, it's you guys too. Yeah. Yeah, the last couple meals that I actually had were pretty much cooked meals, but that was like 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah. Yeah. It also depends how much you eat in one meal. You know what I mean? It depends how stressed you are and what you do throughout the day. Yeah. So feeling alive, is the best thing we can do. It's the best feeling. And for some reason, if you can't feel this, then do what makes you feel alive. It's as simple as that. Because that will make you feel alive. And it's the process of life can be explained just like this. If you do what makes you feel alive, well, then what I meant to say, if you don't do what makes you feel alive, what you actually want to do, then you're resisting life. Yeah, caffeine makes me feel alive. Yeah, it can do that. The, it's not that these things, like certain drugs or drinking, smoking, sex, caffeine, anything, adrenaline rushes, uh, you know, bungee jumping, skydiving, doing dangerous rock climbing, playing crazy video games, fighting. It's not that some of this stuff doesn't make you feel alive. It's because it can make you feel alive, even drugs. But you are always life. We are always living. That's why we are alive. And when we focus in and make this our prime focus, we eventually will be rewarded. The thing is about caffeine and also drugs, drinking, smoking, they may make you feel alive at certain periods, but then they take away. So that's the problem with these things that stimulate you. And again, they can be used, just some of them for fun, and some of them can be used at the moment. When we aren't grounded and our body's over stimulated, and we're not following our calling, following our heart, that our mind will just get stirred up. There'll be a lot of thoughts. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Yeah. Well, maybe that's just happening right now in your life, and that's good for you, Matt. And maybe things in the past you just weren't necessarily aware of what they were doing. So maybe you were aware at one point, oh yeah, they're doing something, but then like after effects, it's hard to see like everything. Yeah, but everyone's doing their own thing, and some people do need something. And it's not none of this stuff is bad. We're talking about the too much of a stimulants or stimulation, flashy screens, being in like the city, being around other people who are overthinking, running with their heads cut off like a chicken. Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, but don't you move without the caffeine, Matt? Yeah, too much of a stimulation feels like you do what you don't want to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Zaza. Huh. That's a cool name. And that's a lot of people who teach spirituality or they're trying to online. They, you know, people sometimes like a nice face, and they also try to tell you nice words, but they just go in your face like da 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 da. That's not how to teach. You can teach like that, but you can't giving people knowledge. You can only take so much in. It's not good to give everyone everything at one time. So even though if it's a pretty girl, vice versa, and they're just running their mouths, even that's an overstimulation. So unfortunately, a lot of the spirituality online, it's fake. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to, drink some black tea because that's what I have, and you know, some of my family drink it every day. Yeah. Yeah. With so much stimulation. Yeah. Well, to answer your question real quick, I don't have coffee here, and I've never drank coffee. So I might have coffee here, but I don't know how to make it. And I've only done, I know black tea. That's what my family always drunk. So again, when we slow down in doing all of our activities, a slow paced, it will naturally slow our mind down and we can connect with the Lord. So when your mind's going crazy and you're thinking all the time, you it's very hard to connect with the Lord and to be still because the Lord, which also is reality, it's literally right in front of our face. It is stillness. Okay? No crash. Oh, we just you just boil the tea bag. There's a couple ways to make it. You just boil the tea bag in water for a couple minutes. Once the water brings gets to a boil, you let it cool down a little bit, and then you have the option of adding sugar, and you can add some milk. My family usually does both. They always do, but they drink it like every day. That's the thing. You know, maybe I'll drink some and change the foods I'm eating. I appreciate everyone being in here. Here's the key to life, the best key, because when we become more calm, such as becoming conscious and slowing down what we do, you this is actually when we feel our best. Doesn't mean you can't be happy, doesn't mean you can't have excitement. The thing is, having too much excitement at its peak, such as whoa, whoa, you probably know a couple people like this or seen. Ooh, it's too much for the body. It's too high of a pitch, and eventually you'll burn out and you'll have to sleep. So being at a state of calmness, and if you look back on your life, the most times that you remember, you had this inner calmness. It's naturally when we feel the most happy. What are you making, Tommy? Tommy Thunder. I wish I had like a button that I could press and it sounds like a thunderbolt coming down. Or the sound of it. Yeah, but the thing is, you could have, even though you could have been outside excited, you could have had some sense of calmness inside. Yeah. I've been trying to stop drinking alcohol for years now. Yeah. Well, that's sometimes you get peer pressure, just the truth. And at the end of the day, God is always trying to bring us closer to Him. So, any reason we have trials or anything that we think is negative at face value actually turns into prosperity, and it turns us into a treasure chest. Because behind every mistake, it's not really a mistake. Behind every error, everything that's tragic, addiction, there is this treasure chest of gold. And to quit addictions at the end of the day, we're going to have to be the one to use our discipline. No one can do it for us. That's just how it is. Unless they would like strap you in a jacket and take away whatever it is. Yeah, a lot of people here are open-minded, just the truth. That's true. Okay. You grind the roasted beans in the clumps of powder. Okay. Yeah. Like I mean, everyone I know pretty much drinks coffee. Yeah. Anytime we remember anything, what we're really doing is tapping into our awareness. So this is how you tell your past life, not in this life, but all your other past lives, because it's a stillness. But for the sake of when you were younger and a kid, or any event, what you're really tapping into is your awareness. I just came back from a family reunion. Yeah. We are the same living, whatever you want to say, entity as it was. And people always want to, a lot of people want to talk about the past, but we are living right now. and that distorts the present, then you just let it cool overnight. Have to do it overnight. Yeah, it's been rainy over here, Tommy Thunder. So again, taking things at a pace. If you ever see people in the city or just out on your neighborhood, they're just go, go, go. And the way someone moves and talks is a direct correlation of how their mind is spinning. Uh, it has been raining for days, Tommy Thunder. Yeah, I mean, it was shining bright skies for like 2 weeks in a row. And usually, if that happens, and it does, then it rains for like days on end. Matt says he doesn't have many memories as a kid. Well, those will come back to you. They're always there. Just know that. Well, it's probably better to actually drink with people because then you're getting into situations, you're socializing, and drinking is not bad. Way worse things than drinking. Masturbation is, to me, worse. It's way worse than drinking. Now, drinking is not the problem. It's about, are we actually happy, and are we running from something? Hmm. And there are ways to, calm the body down. And you guys, I'm sure you've heard me say a couple of ways, many ways. Tommy says he was a party animal for a long time. How do you feel now, Tommy, compared to being a party animal? Yeah, the lion's mane, you have to like take it for a little bit and then stop taking it. It's funny to hear other people tell stories about an experience and you remember it. And that's because we are all like seeing it from a different perspective. I do know what you mean, though. And that's just crazy that we all see it from a different perspective. I My birthday is October 15th. Zaza. I am 30 years old. I turned that last year. Oh, you're Matt. Hi, Daniel. Saba. Sobo. Zaza, I don't know what you're confused about. Maybe something else. Tommy Thunder says he felt amazing. It took a minute, but well worth it. Yeah. And congratulations to Tommy Thunder. Here, my phone was charging. Give a round of applause. Not only to Tommy Thunder, but to everybody in here. Because we've all been living through life and we've all had to deal with things. So, congratulations to everybody. We're still here. God has many blessings for us to come. God is positivity. If we create positive thoughts, we will have positive experiences in our life and they will keep coming. And also turn towards God and keep your thoughts that way and the way you act. That will bring and reap all these good situations. Hey, Plum. Meditation and prayer slow us down, though. Yeah, yeah, that's the point. The bell of happiness. When this bell gets struck, happiness is bestowed on everybody. We also have a local church bell, and that gets striked every day. That's obviously a bigger one, bigger sound. I thank you all for being here. I hope you have the best time of your life and you live your best life. I'm about to go make some tea and eat something. The live will be posted after this in case you want to, you know, miss something or rewatch. And also, I might be live tonight. I'm so thankful to be here with you guys. and to be here with reality. I'm glad all you guys connected. I'll see all you guys later.